Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com. Now, back to our super host, David Kogan, founder of Eliances.
That's right, and we just had on Adam Sharp, the CEO and president of the National Academy of Arts and Sciences. Yep, they're the one that put on the Daytime Emmys. Let me tell you about our next hero, and before I do too, thank you for the feedback we continue to have from having Jerry Harrison on from Talking Heads. You all saw him at our last grand table at Eliances. Make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com, because Jerry's part of Eliances, and you can too. Well, our next hero, what a history he has. He started a software development labs company in 1977 with Larry Ellison and Bob Miner. Now, you ready for this? That later became a company called Oracle. And we have with us today Ed Oates. He is the Oracle co-founder. You could reach him at rockyourbusiness.com. Ed, everybody in the world knows Oracle. Like, how did that come to be?
We all met, and thank you, David, for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. We all met, Bob, Larry, and I met at Ampex, and you remember Ampex from the magnetic tape days and things like that, working on a big data storage project called Terabit. And we became fast friends and decided that we needed to do our own company so we could chart our own course, so that's what we did.
I mean, could you ever have imagined at that time when you all got together, the three of you, and launching what would become Oracle that became a household name?
We really didn't. We thought, well, we'll do some consulting and we'll have 10 people and we'll just, we'll consult for other companies. We thought about a product a little bit because we were software development laboratories at the beginning, and that was, we're a consulting house. But we rapidly decided that making a product was more down our future path, so that's what we did. So we decided database was the name of the game. So that's what we did.
And before we get started with what you're doing now, which I'm just bouncing off the wall because our audience is just going to go, I mean, they're going to go to bananas when they hear what you're doing now. A couple more things. Yeah. Oh, my. A couple more things, though, because we've got some questions that our audience had asked in regards to the whole thing with Oracle is there anything that you can give as far as advice for the software techie guys out there that would like to, develop something that's going to change history like you did being the co-founder of Oracle?
I think so. The really thing is, you're only young once, but you could be immature forever, so just do it. To pick up Nikes for, if you think that you've got a good product idea, especially when you're young, but even if you're old, doesn't really make any difference, set aside the time, the effort, and prepare not to sleep, and just put your idea out there. You don't succeed if you don't try. If you shoot for the moon, you might reach the moon. If you only shoot for the next hill, that's all the higher you're going to go. So shoot for the moon.
Excellent advice. All right. So again, you're all wondering, well, what's Ed Oates, the Oracle co-founder, doing now? Well, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. And again, he is the co-founder of rockyourbusiness.com. Ed, I'm going to let you steal the thunder of what you're doing now because everyone who's listening is going to want to participate, including me.
There we go. We decided to do rockyourbusiness.com. I've been associated as an investor with Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp and David Fishoff for at least a decade now. And looking at that's a consumer-facing product. So if you play an instrument and you want to play in a band with a big star like Simon Kirke of Bad Company or Vinny Appice for Black Sabbath, that's the place to go. But that's consumer facing. We looked at that and said this really is a corporate team building, leadership training, VIP kind of event that we could do. So we transformed the pitch and we formed our own company with my partner Michelle Fox, who's also a founder, to do this for corporations. So the intent there is to get, at a sales training meeting or an offsite of some sort or, onboarding, whatever it happens to be. Companies do these kinds of events. And instead of, going on a scavenger hunt to try to do team building, which apparently nobody likes, to combine, my love of music and basically everybody's love of music, it's a universal language, and use that along with bona fide rock stars, the same people you'd meet at Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp or when you go to a concert who you see up on stage. These people will be mentors And the theme is we break everybody down into about 20-person groups. They write lyrics to a song. They learn how to choreograph it, they have to rehearse it, and then you have this great all-star band to back you up as you do as this group sings the song and gets judged American Idol style with trophies and awards. And we can combine that with motivational speakers, all that kind of stuff you'd expect. But the rock and roll piece of that is really, we found, is really motivating. It's one of those events that everybody loves, and all the studies on the planet say that if you do something you really have fun at, you're going to remember it. So you remember the team building messages you get, the corporate messages, the product rollout. You get to know and trust your coworkers because that's who's participating with you. And you just have a great time. You come out of this with what we call experiential learning. There's no sort of book you've got to read, test you have to take. You experience the team building, you experience the leadership training, you experience the fun, and you come out at the other end knowing your coworkers and other people in your organization better because now you trust them. You've done something with them that's really fun.
Unbelievable. Sign me up for that camp. That's right. It's about creating memories. And that's what we're going to do today because you're listening to me, David Kogan, host of the Eliances Hero Show. Make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com. It's the only place where entrepreneurs align. Why? Because we've got Ed Oates with us, the Oracle co-founder and now co-founder of Rock Your Business. Make sure you go to rockyourbusiness.com because it's about creating memories and going to, you ready for this? Fantasy camp, rock and roll fantasy camp. So tell me, Ed, when people go to the camp, I mean, it's something so different that I would say 99% of them probably have never gone through before. And what about some of those that are going with the company and that, but may not have music experience versus those that do?
Yeah, well, Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp is a very different experience than Rock Your Business events. Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp is for people who basically play an instrument. Maybe they've been bedroom players or closet singers, or they sing in the shower, and they go and they form a band, like 5 people in a band, and they perform at places like Whiskey A Go Go and BB King's in New York. The Rock Your Business thing is for corporations, and it's a very different thing. And so what we do with those people, the business side, you don't need musical experience because you're going to basically do a gang vocal. Now, if you happen to play, we're more than happy to accommodate you playing with the all-star band that we have there. It's comprised of bona fide rock stars who've toured with major acts, have performed for millions of people. So you get to meet these people, you get to interact with them completely. So it's a different experience than the Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp, which is it's a related company, but we're independent companies.
Got it. And what about the size of number of employees that could attend? Is it small groups, large groups? And what type of companies are you targeting that would utilize your services?
We're talking medium to large size companies. The kind of the smallest bunch of people we'd like to have to break into teams is 50. But we can do it for as many people as you have. We've done it for as many as 200 or 300 people, and over a couple of days. So you break, because one day that's just an unmanageable number of people to perform serially. So we'd like to have teams of 20, because that turns out, all the studies say, that's the ideal team size for a classroom or whatever. You get enough individual attention, and yet if you're singing in a group, as a group vocal, you're more anonymous. People hate to sing in front of people, but if they sing as a group, they're just fine. So we want to take a lot of fear factor out of it. So we can do basically any size group.
And how long is it? How many days?
Normally, we can do a half-day program to a multiple-day program. It depends upon how many people are involved. For groups of up to probably 150 to 200, we can do it in a day. So it's a full-day program with the preparation of writing the lyrics, the rehearsals, doing all the choreography, because we have prop guitars and things like that. So you dance around on stage, that sort of stuff, and then do your rehearsals, and then perform before the assembled group. So you may have 1,000 people at a convention, of which 100 have decided to do this particular exercise. We've had that experience, and so they perform their show in front of the 1,000 people that happen to be there. So they're kind of part of the evening's entertainment, and then the rock star band that we have there, the all-star band, does a 1-hour show after that. So you've got a rock star show that you're part of.
Well, that's phenomenal. creating memories. Ed, you've created one of the most widely known computer technology companies in the world, and now you continue to create incredibly with your music and rocking business with your camps. Ed Oates, co-founder of Oracle and co-founder of Rock Your Business, can be reached at rockyourbusiness.com. This has been David Kogan with Eliances.